And welcome back. This is the final session or segment of Invest in Yourself. And I really appreciate you guys being on here. I've been looking as like Billy was talking or Randolph or Paul were talking. You guys have put a lot of comments in the chat. I really appreciate your feedback. I really appreciate your comments. I appreciate your interaction with us. And we're going to take some live Q&A here in just a few minutes. And but remember, this type of environment here, there's only so much we can give you. And I was reading through a minute ago, just little things like you mentioned about comps at Zillow and Zillow and Trulia and things like that. There's a lot of other places we get comps as well. If you're on Zillow, make sure you look at the sold comps, not the for sale or what the Zestimate is, because that's irrelevant. Okay. But just a little thing, and I appreciate that comment, to clarify, because I wouldn't want other people to think all we do is look at the Zestimate. That's not true.
Not at all.
That's not true. We even use, Paul has another service we use. What is it called? Is it RealQuest or Real Logic? RealQuest. Yep. We use RealQuest as well. Now that's a paid service, if I'm not mistaken. So, but we use that as well for some comps. So let's jump right in here and talk about clarity. Okay. Clarity is the fifth biggest challenge that I hear people talk about. Guys, there's so much information out there. This is it. We've been giving you information for the last hour and a half. This is information. This is content. This is stuff you can use, but people get inundated with all kind of information. There's YouTube, there's ebooks, there's books out there, there's all kind of stuff. So you just get inundated. You've got to learn to separate the relevant from the irrelevant, okay? You've got to learn to focus. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a firm believer in education. You've heard me talk about my library. I mean, many of you that have been here to my office have seen my library, but you've got to learn to separate the relevant from the irrelevant. And you need to be able to focus on something. I talked about it a little bit earlier about time, but you've got to pick something and you got to run with it. You got to put the blinders on. There's so many different ways to do real estate. There's wholesaling, there's retailing, lease options, subject to, short sales. You could be a private money lender. You could be a hard money lender. You could do landlording. You could do just any number of things. Okay, you could do tax deeds, tax liens. You could do HUDs. You could do you could be a bird dog even just starting out. So there's so many things. But in my opinion, I think the most important thing is figure out what you like and dislike, figure out your strengths, your weaknesses, your assets, your liabilities, and then figure out where you are and where you want to be. And I don't care where on the scale you are, if you're just starting out or if you're already, like Randolph said, he's got a lot of students that are already successful investors doing 3, 4, 5 deals a month. They just want to take it to that next level. So wherever you are, you want to get to here. Even if you're here, you want to get up to here. That's why we're in masterminds and still go to advanced training events. We went to an advanced event just about a month ago. It was an advanced real estate strategies event down in Atlanta. So I'm always getting educated. Randolph and Paul and our other team members are always getting educated on real estate. So what are some of the things, Randolph, that you see that you're able to help your students with and provide clarity?
Well, and you touched on some, being able to help them identify what their likes are, what their dislikes are. Because, even though there are multiple strategies, some of them, all of them are not the same. They don't consist of having the same moving parts. I mean, for someone who's not detail oriented, you probably should be a rehabber. You got to be able to pay attention to detail and stay on top of things to successfully rehab, or if they don't have a lot of time. If you don't have a lot of time, it's going to be really tough to do a rehab, because it's going to take some time. So, just being able to help them identify what their likes and what their dislikes are, because a lot of my students, they just come to me and say, hey, man, I want to do some deals.
I want to make some money.
I want to make some money. I say, that's great. And so do I. But let me help you identify what's going to be the best road for you to take to make that money with what you currently have available to you and your like, again, like you say, your likes and your dislikes.
That's true. That's true. You know, guys, I was just thinking as Randolph was talking about that, that is one of the things that we do here in our office. If you would like, if you would like to talk with one of our team members here in the office and help you get some clarity on what you want to do and help you decide to go down a right path, whatever that path may be, then just call us. Give us a call. Let me give you the number, 803-831-2858. One of our business advisors will sit down and talk to you and help guide you down the right path, whether it's doing wholesaling or lease options or short sales or landlording. I personally don't like landlords. I think the only thing wrong with real estate is tenants, okay? I don't like tenants. I have homeowners in training, okay? There is a difference, right?
Yeah, there is.
There is a difference. I either do seller financing, land contracts, or lease options. I want them, whether they are or not, I want them to think and have that mentality that they're buying that house. When they need a light bulb to be changed, I don't want them calling me.
Right.
I don't want them calling me when the toilet stops up. Don't call me. That's your house.
Call a plumber.
Call a plumber, and you pay the bill. That's the way I set my people up. Now, don't get me wrong. I've got passive income. I've got properties that are bringing in money. But you got to remember, you got to do something that you like to do. You got to make it the right type of business for you. Okay. And one thing I learned a long time ago is a business is nothing but people. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. And everybody in this room here, the people you can see and the people you can't, they are top quality, top-notch people that put this thing on, that help us to be able to provide education and training and customer service and support and technology and all that good stuff. So please keep that in mind and remember. So